There is no accident in your life. The very breath in your lungs, the beating of your heart, the journey you are on, it has all been orchestrated by divine hands. You are not forgotten. You are not overlooked. You are chosen by God for a purpose far greater than you can imagine. And when you begin to walk in the awareness of His calling, no force on earth can stop what He has planned for you. When God calls, He does not look at what the world sees. He does not measure you by your education, your experience, or your status. His calling is not based on human qualifications. It is based on His grace alone. There is no checklist you must complete to be chosen by Him. There is no test you must pass. If you were chosen by man, you would need to meet their requirements. But when God calls you, He calls you because He sees beyond the surface. But when God calls you, He calls you because He sees beyond the surface. He sees your heart. He sees your potential. He sees what He has placed inside of you before the foundation of the world. There are many who feel unworthy of being used by God. They look at their past mistakes and wonder how He could ever choose them. They think of their weaknesses and feel disqualified. But listen to me. God does not call the perfect. He perfects the called. If you look through history, you will see that He has always chosen those whom the world would overlook. He took a shepherd boy named David and made him a king. He called a stuttering man named Moses to lead a nation. He used a simple fisherman like Peter to shake the world. None of them were qualified in the eyes of man, but they were chosen by God. You may feel that you do not have the skills, the confidence, or the background to fulfill what He has placed in your heart, but that is the beauty of His calling. It is not about what you can do. It is about what you can do. Through you is about what He can do through you. When He chooses you, He equips you. So many people hesitate because they think they must first be worthy before they step into what God has called them to do. But that is not how He works. He does not how He works. He does not wait until you have everything together. He does not wait for you to be perfect. He calls you right where you are, in the midst of your flaws and struggles. And if you trust Him, if you surrender to His calling, He will transform you in ways you never imagined. The world has its own idea of what success looks like. It values titles, achievements, and outward appearances. But God does not choose based on the standards of this world. He chooses based on the heart. He looks for those who are willing to trust Him, those who will walk by faith even when they do not understand. He chooses those who are humble enough to depend on Him rather than their own strength. You may wonder why He chose you. You may feel like there are others who are more capable, more prepared, more worthy. But hear me, if He has called you, it means He sees something in you that even you may not see yet. He knows what He placed inside of you. He knows the plans He has for you. Do not let doubt hold you back. Do not listen to the voices that say you are not good enough. Do not compare yourself to others and think that God should have chosen someone else. He chose you for a reason. He knows exactly why, and He does not make wrong choices. All He asks is that you trust Him. Trust that He will give you the strength, the wisdom, and the courage you need. Trust that He will open the right doors at the right time. Trust that He will not fail you. You do not have to be perfect to be called. You simply have to be willing. And when you surrender to His calling, when you step into the purpose He has for you, You will see that his power is made perfect in your weakness. The world may not have chosen you, but God has, and that is all that matters. You were not placed on this earth by accident. Before you took your first breath, before you ever knew yourself, God knew you. He formed you with intention, with purpose, with a destiny that is uniquely yours. There is nothing random about your existence. Every moment of your life, every experience, every trial, and every victory has been woven into a divine plan. You are not just another person in the crowd. You are not just another person in the crowd. You are chosen, set apart for something greater than you may even realize. There is a reason why you have the dreams that burn within you. There is a reason why certain things stir your spirit, why some desires won't leave you no matter how much time passes. These are not just wishes of the mind. They are the whispers of destiny calling you forward. God has placed within you gifts, talents, and a voice that the world needs to hear. You are not here to simply exist, to go through life without meaning. You are here to fulfill a calling that only you can complete. It does not matter where you come from. It does not matter what mistakes you have made. God's purpose for you is greater than your past. His plan is not limited by your failures. Too many people believe that because they have fallen, because they have taken wrong turns, they have lost their purpose. But God does not work that way. He is the master of redemption. He takes broken pieces and creates something beautiful. He takes those who feel lost and leads them to their true calling. You may not see the full picture yet, and that's okay. Purpose is revealed step by step. Sometimes it begins with a small nudge, an opportunity, or even a hardship that forces you to grow. Sometimes it comes in moments of stillness, when you hear his voice guiding you in a direction you never expected. But whether you see it clearly or not, your life is moving towards something meaningful. Every challenge, every delay, every lesson is shaping you, preparing you for what is to come. The enemy will try to convince you that you have no purpose. He will whisper lies, telling you that your life does not matter, that your dreams are impossible, but those are just distraction. If there was no purpose in you, there would be no battle against you. The very fact that you have faced struggles, doubts, and obstacles is proof that you are carrying something valuable. If your purpose was not powerful, it would not be challenged. God's plan for you is greater than your fears. It is greater than your doubts. It is greater than anything that tries to stand in your way. But you must believe it. You must rise up in faith and walk in the knowledge that your life is meant for something extraordinary. You were not meant to simply survive. You were meant to impact, to inspire, to create, to fulfill a destiny that only you can carry out. You have been chosen for this time, for this place, for a purpose beyond what you can see. Trust it, step into it, and never doubt that you were created with divine intention. When God chooses you, no one can unchoose you. His calling on your life is not dependent on the approval of others. It is not subject to human opinions, nor can it be revoked by those who doubt you. What he has declared over you is final. No rejection, no failure, no criticism can take away what he has already ordained. The world may try to disqualify you. People may overlook you, but their opinions do not change God's decision. When he says you are chosen, That is the only validation you will ever need. Many times we seek confirmation from those around us. We want others to see what God has placed in us, to acknowledge our calling, to affirm our purpose. But not everyone will understand what God is doing in your life. Some will question it. Some will oppose it. Some will even try to convince you that you are not worthy, that you are not worthy, that you are not capable, that someone else would be better suited. But what they say does not matter. They did not choose you. God did, and what he chooses, he protects. Joseph was chosen by God, yet his own brothers betrayed him. David was anointed to be king, yet he was overlooked even in his own family. Jesus himself was rejected, despised and doubted by those he came to save. But rejection by man does not mean rejection by God. In fact, it is often a sign that you are walking in his will. The enemy does not fight those who are going nowhere. He only comes against those who are carrying a divine purpose. If you have faced opposition, if you have experienced setbacks, if people have tried to block what God is doing in your life, do not be discouraged. It only means that something powerful is within you. The calling on your life cannot be taken away. There is no mistake too great, no failure too big, no delay too long that can undo what God has already set in motion. His gifts and his calling are irrevocable. Even if you have made wrong choices, even if you have fallen, he is still able to complete the work he began in you. He is not a God who changes his mind. If he said it, it will come to pass. If he declared it, it will be fulfilled. There will always be voices that try to make you doubt. Some will come from others, and some will come from within yourself. The enemy will try to plant thoughts of insecurity, whispering that you are not good enough, that you are not good enough, that you are not capable. But those are lies meant to distract you from your destiny. The truth is that God has already made the decision. He has already chosen you. And when he chooses, he does not make mistakes. You do not need to fear being overlooked. You do not need to fear being disqualified. No person, no situation, no past failure can cancel what God has appointed for you. What he has spoken will come to pass in its time. He has chosen you, and that is final. God does not call without equipping. He does not place a purpose in you and then leave you to figure it out alone. When he chooses you, he also provides everything you need to fulfill his calling. He does not ask you to rely on your own strength, your own wisdom, or your own abilities. He asks you to trust in him, to walk in faith, and to allow him to work through you. So many hesitate when they feel God's calling because they look at themselves and see only what they lack. They see their weaknesses, their limitations, their flaws. They say, I am not strong enough. I am not wrong enough. I am not wise enough. I am not ready. But God has never chosen the strong. He has always chosen the willing. He has never called the qualified. He qualifies the called. When Moses stood before the burning bush, he did not feel ready. When Gideon was called to lead an army, he did not feel strong. When Jeremiah was chosen as a prophet, he said he was too young. But God does not look at what you are. He looks at what he can make you become. You may not feel ready, but God is not looking for readiness. He is looking for surrender. If you trust him, if you step out in faith, even when you feel unprepared, you will see that everything you need is already within you. The gifts, the strength, the wisdom, they are there because He placed them in you. There will be times when the journey feels uncertain. There will be moments when you wonder if you can truly do what He has called you to do. But remember this, He would not have chosen you if He had not already prepared the way. Even when you cannot see the full picture, He sees the end from the beginning. He knows what is ahead, and He has already provided the resources, the connections, and the opportunities you will need. Faith is not about having all the answers before you begin. It is about taking the first step, even when the path is not clear. It is about trusting that He will meet you where you are and guide you to where you need to be. You do not need to have everything figured out. You do not need to have every detail in place. You simply need to believe that the one who called you is faithful to equip you. Doubt will try to creep in. Fear will try to hold you back. The enemy will try to convince you that you are not enough. But listen to me. If God is for you, who can be against you if He has called you? Then no force, no obstacle, no opposition can stop what He has set in motion. He will strengthen you when you feel weak. He will give you wisdom when you feel lost. He will make a way where there seems to be no way. You do not need to rely on your own strength, for His strength is more than enough. He has chosen you, and He has already provided everything you need. He sets you apart. You are not like everyone else, and you were never meant to be. There is something different about you, something unique in the way you see the world, the way you feel things deeply, the way your heart is stirred. That difference is not a flaw. It is a sign that you have been called for a higher purpose. You cannot fit into the mold of the world because you were not created for it. You were created for something greater, something beyond what the eyes can see. Being set apart does not always feel comfortable. It may feel like loneliness at times. It may feel like misunderstanding, like rejection. You may look around and wonder why your journey seems different from others. Why do some people seem to move forward so easily while your path is filled with challenges? Why do doors that open for others remain closed for you? Why does it seem like the things you desire take longer to manifest? But do not be discouraged. The greater the calling, the greater the preparation. God does not rush His chosen ones, because what He is building in you requires time. He is not just shaping your future. He is shaping your character, your strength, your endurance. Look at the lives of those who were set apart before you. Joseph was set apart, and it led him to betrayal, to slavery, to prison. But in the end, it led him to a position of great influence and purpose. David was set apart, anointed to be king, yet he spent years in the wilderness, running, waiting, growing into the leader God called him to be. Even Jesus, the Son of God, was set apart, misunderstood, rejected, and crucified before He fulfilled His divine purpose. Being set apart is never easy, but it is always worth it. The world may not understand you. Some people may walk away from you. Some relationships may fall apart. Some opportunities may pass you by. But what is meant for you will not be lost. The things that leave your life, the people who cannot walk with you, are not part of the next chapter God is writing. He is removing distractions, separating you from what is not aligned with your calling. It may not make sense now, but one day you will look back and see how every closed door, every delayed blessing, every difficult season was preparing you for something greater. You were not chosen to blend in. You were not chosen to conform to the ways of the world. You were chosen to stand out, to rise higher, to walk a path that is different. Do not be afraid of being different. Do not shrink yourself to fit where you no longer belong. Do not resist the process of being set apart. Embrace it. Trust it. Walk in it with confidence, knowing that God does not make mistakes. If He has set you apart, it is because He's leading you towards something beyond what you could ever imagine. When God chooses you, He requires your obedience. It is not enough to simply know that you are chosen. You must be willing to follow where He leads. The call on your life comes with instructions, and those instructions often require faith, patience, and a willingness to move even when you do not fully understand the path ahead. God's ways are higher than our ways, and His plans often do not make sense to the natural mind. But obedience is not about understanding. It is about trust. Throughout history, those who were chosen had to walk in obedience, even when it seemed unreasonable. Noah was told to build an ark when there was no sign of rain. Abraham was called to leave his home without knowing where he was going. Moses was instructed to lead a nation out of slavery with nothing but a staff in his hand. None of them had all the answers. None of them saw the full picture. Yet they obeyed. And because they obeyed, they walked into the fulfillment of God's promises. Obedience is not always easy. Sometimes it means walking away from what is comfortable. It may mean leaving behind relationships, opportunities, or situations that no longer align with where God is taking you. It may mean letting go of your own plans, your own timeline, your own expectations. It requires surrender, trusting that even when things do not look the way you imagined, God is still in control. Delayed obedience is disobedience. Every time God calls, there is a window of opportunity. If you hesitate, if you allow fear or doubt to take hold, you may miss what He is trying to do. Many people live their entire lives waiting for the right time, waiting for everything to make sense before they move. But faith does not wait for clarity. Faith moves believing that God will provide the clarity. Faith moves believing that God will provide the clarity along the way. The Red Sea did not part until Moses stretched out his staff. The walls of Jericho did not fall until the people marched. Peter did not walk on water until he stepped out of the boat. The miracle is always on the other side of obedience. Obedience also requires consistency. It is not just about saying yes once. It is about continuing to say yes, even when the journey becomes difficult. Many start out strong but grow weary when things do not happen as quickly as they expected. They begin to question, to second, guess, to wonder if they heard God correctly. But the process of obedience is what shapes you. It refines you. It prepares you to handle what God has planned. Every delay, every challenge, every test of faith is molding you into the person who can carry the calling on your life. God is not looking for perfect people. He is looking for obedient people, people who will trust Him even when they do not understand, people who will walk by faith and not by sight, people who will say, Lord, not my will, but yours be done. Because when you walk in obedience, you walk in his power. And when you walk in his power, nothing can stop what he has set in motion for your life. When God chooses you, he also refines you. The calling on your life is not just about what you will do. It is about who you will become. God is not only concerned with your purpose, he is concerned with your character. Before he elevates you, he must prepare you. Before he releases you into the fullness of his plan, he must refine the parts of you that are not yet ready. Refinement is not punishment. It is preparation. It is the process that shapes you, strengthens you, and molds you into someone who can carry the weight of the calling. Refinement is often uncomfortable. It is the fire that burns away impurities. It is the pressing that removes what does not belong. It is the pruning that cuts away what no longer serves your growth. Many resist this process because it is painful. It may feel like you are being stripped of things you once held on to. It may feel like you are being broken down, tested, and stretched beyond what you think you can handle. But God does not allow this process to destroy you. Look at the lives of those who were called before you. Joseph had a dream of leadership, but before he could step into that promise, he was sold into slavery, falsely accused, and thrown into prison. Every trial he endured was refining him, teaching him, humbling him, and preparing him for the role God had destined him to fill. David was anointed to be king, but he spent years in the wilderness, running from Saul, learning to trust God in the midst of danger. Those years of struggle shaped him into the ruler he was meant to be. Even Jesus, though he was the Son of God, endured trials, rejection, and suffering before he fulfilled his divine purpose. Refinement often comes through waiting. Waiting is not a sign that God has forgotten you. It is a sign that he is working in you. Many give up in the waiting season because they cannot see what God is doing. But the greatest transformations happen in the unseen places. The seed does not immediately break through the ground. It must first take root in the darkness. The gold does not shine without first being purified in the fire. The diamond does not become strong without pressure. Your waiting season is not wasted. It is working something in you that will be revealed in due time. The refining process also reveals what is in your heart. It brings to the surface the doubts, the fears, the impatience, and the things that need to be surrendered. It is in the fire that your faith is tested and strengthened. It is in the pressing that your dependence on God deepens. The struggles you face are not meant to break you. They are meant to build you. They are meant to build you. They are making you wiser, stronger, and more prepared for the promise ahead. God does not rush the process because he is not just preparing the blessing for you. He is preparing you for the blessing. What he has planned for you is greater than what you can imagine. But before he places it in your hands, he must ensure that you are ready to carry it. You have been chosen, not by accident, not by coincidence, but by divine intention. God's hand is upon your life, and his calling is irrevocable. Though the journey may not always be easy, though the path may be filled with trials, refinement, and moments of waiting, know that every step has a purpose. Every challenge is shaping you. Every delay is preparing you. And every test is building you into the person who can carry out the mission he has set before you. You are not forgotten. You are not overlooked. Heaven knows your name, and the doors that are meant for you will open at the appointed time. The favor that is assigned to you will find you. The vision that God placed in your heart will not return void, but you must trust the process. You must remain faithful. You must remain faithful. You must continue to walk in obedience, even when you do not see the full picture. This is not the time to shrink back. This is not the time to doubt what God has spoken over you. This is the time to stand firm, to believe with unwavering faith, and to move forward with confidence. You were set apart for a reason. You were refined for a purpose. You were chosen to walk in the power and authority of His calling. And when you step into all that He has for you, you will see that everything, the trials, the waiting, the struggles, was preparing you for something far greater than you could have ever imagined. So walk boldly, trust fully, and never forget,